While Abraham was busy negotiating with God over a head count, two angels arrived in Sodom. If you thought Abraham's tent was awkward, the HOA meetings in Sodom got really weird. Welcome to the Gravel Gospel. I'm a bionic leg. So we talked about in the previous video, if you've seen it, we kind of set this one up. God and two angels go to Abraham to let him know, hey, we're going. I've heard the cries of Sodom and Gomorrah are great. Their sins are making it all the way to me. We're going to go see what's going on, which basically means I'm going to nuke the city. Abraham intercedes on behalf of not necessarily the cities per se, but on behalf of. This is where we're at now. So this is chapter 19 of Genesis. Lot's sitting at the gate of Sodom when he sees the two visitors, the two angels that just left Abraham's tent, just left his camp. He sees the two visitors coming to Lot. Lot immediately recognizes that you ain't from around here, are you? He bows and offers them the standard Abraham-style hospitality. Abraham, definitely nephew, uncle. Yeah, they've been living together. Lot tells me, he says, come into my house, wash your feet, stay the night. Basically saying, take a load off. The angels, being on a particular mission, effectively said, we're good. We'll just sleep in the public square. Lot, knowing exactly what kind of hospitality town square offered at night, strongly encourage them to come inside. All right, cool. So he bakes him unleavened bread, hooks him up with the ancient version of a microwave pizza. It feeds them, and they eat. Before they can even get to sleep. Side note, do angels sleep? Don't know. Either way. World note. The entire city, young, old, it specifically references men, everywhere in between. They surround the house, a la World War Z style. If you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. It's really wild. Great reference point. It's immediately obvious they're not there to borrow a cup of sugar. They demand that Lot bring the men out so that they can know them. And not just in the, let's just be friends kind of way. Ancient Hebrew word used here is yada, which in this context, and I probably butchered how you say that word, I'm trying, which in this context basically means they want to sleep with the. Okay. Lot goes outside, shuts the door behind him, and tries to negotiate. He makes an offer that is you. He offers his own daughters to the mob instead. Like, I'm sitting here going, dude, really? That's your play? What's even this side tangent? This chapter is bonkers. The things that happen in just chapter 19. The mob ain't interested. They tell him, get out of the way. You're a foreigner, and now you're acting like our judge. We'll treat you worse than them. Considering what we just established, what yada meant, just as the crowd is about to break down the door, aka World War Z style, angels reach out, pull Lot back inside, and then hit the mob with the divine flashbang, striking them with the blindness. Bang! Flashbang! The crowd gets so tired of bumping into the walls, they eventually give up and go. Like, okay, we're out. The angels tell Lot the truth, why they're there in the first. Because obviously Lot doesn't know, he just knows they're guests, something's off about them, should probably pay attention. They don't. They're like, you know what? We're here to destroy the place. Get your family, get your dog, get your cat, get your goat, get out. Lot returns to his future sons-in-law, so plural, to warn them. Their reaction? They think Lot's joking. They literally laughed at the idea of God raining fire. Go all the way back to the flood. When Noah's building the ark, what did the locals do? Laugh. But instead, this time, instead of raining water, God's raining. When morning comes, Lot is still hesitating. He's dragging his feet so much that the angels have to grab him and his family by the hands and drag them out of this. The instructions are simple. Run for the mountains. Do not look back. Don't stop in the middle. Straight and to the point. But Lot, being Lot, complains about the mountains being too. Why? He asks if he can go to a town nearby called Zor. So, a couple videos ago, I did a breakdown. Lot had just got to Sodom. I don't remember how long he had been living in Sodom. Well, there's a king about 100 miles north that is a king, and there's four kings and of these tribal nations. They go on a war campaign. Side tangent here. Stay with me. They go on a war campaign all the way south, go past Sodom and Gomorrah, flip around, hit 2 more cities that are south of Sodom and Gomorrah, and then come back up. On their way back, they stop in Sodom, roll up Lot and his clan, his family, whatever, and then they go back home. Abraham finds out about this, goes 100 miles north, kicks their teeth in, rescues Lot, comes back. Well, with Sodom and Gomorrah, there are 2 separate cities. Like a weird little triangle, you have a 3rd city called Zor. That's where Lot's talking about. He's asking, hey, can we just go to Zor? God, in an incredible display of patience, says, fine, go to Zor. I won't start the fireworks until you get there. God knowing he's got. Now, remember that, because that little blurb right there, we'll circle back to it. So, sun comes up, Lot reaches Zor, then it happens. God calls in the airstrike, brimstone, fire, rain down on Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, to be fair, God doesn't just call in the fire and brimstone. He is the fire and brimstone. It's kind of like Princess Bride. Go away, I'll call the fire and brimstone. You're on the fire and brimstone. You are the fire and brimstone. Same. There is nothing left but smoldering craters of where two cities used. Then the tragedy. You remember how I was telling you this story is wild? We're not even done yet. Lot's wife looks back. 2 angels told them, do not look back. I don't know if she missed her house. Maybe she forgot her favorite sandals. She thought the oven was still on. Maybe just morbid curiosity. I don't know. Don't care. The moment she looked back, the moment she stopped listening to God and looked at her past, she became a pillar of salt. Now, we don't know if it's literal, if it's metaphorical, either way. And she paid the ultimate. Early the next morning, Abraham goes back, or Abraham goes, because it was a spot that he could see cities. And he goes to where he talked with God, negotiating for Lot, ultimately. He looks down and he sees the entire valley, where 2 cities used to be, looking like a giant. Smoke ascending as far as the eye. When you go to Scripture, pick a translation, it's going to talk about those smoke pillars, not like we see in Exodus. We're talking smoldering. 2 cities just got smoked. After the destruction, Lot gets scared of Zor and moves his 2 daughters into a cave in the mountains. Same mountains God told him to go to. Weird. So, we're almost done. Bear with me. Remember I told you it was wild? Oh, here we go. Right here. This is where it continues to get just... Are you kidding me right now? His daughter's thinking they're the last people on Earth. Or at least the last people who could ever marry them. Come up with a really bizarre plan to keep the family line going. They get Lot, their dad, drunk on 2 consecutive nights. They end up getting knocked up. So, like, their family tree is a straight line. Yes, picket fence. Pick a joke. But this isn't just some random gross story. It's a genealogy origin story. Here's where it gets even crazier. The firstborn has a son named Moab, father of the Moabites. Younger has a son named Ben-Ami, the father of the Ammonites. These 2 nations are going to become a constant thorn in the side of Abraham's descendants for centuries. Moabites, Ammonites. Remember those 2 nations. So while Lot escaped the fire, Sodom mindset followed his family into the cave. There you go. There is the wildness is Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah get nuked from orbit. Now we have the origin Moabites and the Ammonites. So, next up, Abraham is going to get a sequel we never asked for, but kind of the start of a really neat relationship. This is 2 chapters back to back. So, chapter 20, you get this he's going to have a sequel, previous story. But then in 21, something really cool happened. Well, both in 20 and 21, something really neat. But either way. So, next video, because every Monday the video drops 7 a.m. every Monday morning. You're actually going to get, starting this coming, when this video drops, you'll actually get a video on Wednesdays. So I'm going to start dropping 2 videos a week every Monday. And so, I'm Bionic Leg, the Gravel Gospel. Appreciate you.